3 signs you're going to crush it in the cleaning industry. So if you're running a cleaning business and wondering what it takes to really win, then this video is for you. So these 3 traits that I'm going to talk about in today's video are common in most of the successful cleaning businesses that I work with. So let's jump straight into it. So first of all, you're an action taker. So I had a very interesting conversation with Kevin Pereira earlier this week that many of you will have come across. You know, he's coached thousands of cleaning companies over the years, and we were chatting about how easy is it to identify early on which cleaning company owners are going to succeed versus that don't. And it really came down to a very simple idea, and it's those people that take action at the beginning. They don't wait to create the perfect website. They don't wait for that perfect cleaning candidate to join their business. They are out there focused on getting those first customers in the door, getting that first revenue coming in. Those are the people that are really going to succeed. Because running any business, and particularly when you're getting started and in the early stages, is all about making progress, taking action, going 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Those people that just wait for the perfect conditions are just never really going to get any momentum. You know, perfect is the enemy of good. It's talked about an awful lot. So one of the things that you need to make sure to put yourself in that category of running a successful business is to be constantly taking action. And, there are various things that can help you along the way. There are various project management tools, list management tools. I use Todoist.com widely in my businesses. And really the idea is that many people get stuck in using their email inbox as their to-do list. So, they'll open up their email every morning and they'll see a list of emails. But the problem with that is that, new emails will come in. Some will be more urgent than others. Some will require immediate action. Some won't do. And the issue is with using an inbox, it is very easy just to get busy and to spend all your day in the day-to-day mundane tasks, the stuff that needs doing, but is not really going to move the needle in your business. So this is where you need to use a task management tool like Todoist to really focus your mind on the most important things. So for me, I don't open up my inbox first thing every morning. I'll open up Todoist and I'll look at those tasks that I want to accomplish that week. And it gets you laser focused on the things that are going to have the biggest impact in your business. So identifying those tasks which are going to move the needle the most is a great starting point. One of the things that I found, and again I find this with many people, is that it's easy to come up with a list that gets too long. You will have an idea that pops into your mind and you'll put it down. And suddenly you open up your task management list and you've got 10 things that you need to do today or 10 things that need to be done that week, and it's very easy to get disillusioned and not work through that list. So you need to have a small number of high value tasks in your business that means that you will get these done. And when I talk about the high value tasks, it might be, for example, let's revisit pricing for our cleaning businesses, because this is a high value task, because if you incrementally increase your price, because of the way the profit and loss of the business works, that can have a significant impact in your profitability. So this is a really high value task. If you find that your pricing, for example, is too low, and you do that research on that day and then decide to inch up your pricing higher, that can have a dramatic impact on the profitability of your business. Another idea might be looking at the performance of your website and tracking the conversion rates. For every 100 people that come to your homepage, how many people are picking up the phone and calling you, or how many people are filling out a form and requesting a quote? If you can increase that conversion rate from, say, 10% to 20%, again, that's going to have a dramatic impact on the business. So these are the high value tasks that you really want to be doing every week. If you do this consistently every week, you'll find that your business really starts to accelerate. I also read a fantastic book called Just One Thing by Gary Keller. Many of you have come across this, will have come across it, but this really takes that list, that priority task down to an extreme level. And it says, focus on one particular thing that day or that week, the highest impact thing in your business, and just make sure you get that done. Don't worry about having 3 or 5 or 10 things on that list. Just do one thing each week or one thing each day, and just make sure that gets done. And it will get you into the process of just getting all these action points done in your business. So this is a hugely important trait that I see of successful cleaning businesses that I know and work with. So point 2 is to make sure you get out of the day-to-day operations. So a very common starting point for new cleaning business owners is, many of the owners will actually be doing the cleaning to begin with. They may already have some cleaning clients. They've made a decision, no, I want to build something larger than myself. I want to bring on new cleaners into the business. I want to formalize this business. I want to grow something bigger. And getting out of the day-to-day operations is a really, really important step. So I see this in a few ways. So if you are doing the cleaning to begin with, a successful business owner that is growing a larger business than just working and doing the cleaning themselves will prioritize getting themselves out of the field. So this will invariably mean that you need to hire other cleaners into your business. And this can be a big step for people that have maybe cleaned just by themselves for a long time. The really a great way that I tell people to go about this is to hire a new cleaner, and then at the beginning you can work alongside that cleaner. You can make sure that they're cleaning up to scratch. You can make sure that they're picking up any tips and advice with you along the way. And when you get to a position or a point in time where you're happy with the quality of their cleaning, then you can gradually give them more work to do by themselves, and you can gradually phase yourself out of the business that way. So getting yourself out of the field is a really important step for those of you that are still doing the cleaning. You need to remove yourself from the field, hire people to come in, do the work, and then, make sure obviously that they're working at a good level, and, be creating job ads on job boards like Indeed.com to make sure you're getting applications from cleaning applicants, you're taking interviews, and you will find that the more and more of these that you do, the better. So once you are out of the field, that's a big step. So now you'll probably be more in like a managerial position. So you'll be dealing with you'll be dealing with new clients that are asking for a pricing quote, or you'll be dealing with existing clients that maybe have some feedback they want to share, or they want to change a cleaning or something like that. You'll be running interviews for new cleaning applicants. So your job or your day-to-day role has gone from doing actually the cleaning yourself to actually managing the cleaners and clients. And this is a great position to be in, because you are now out of the field and you're working on the business operations, but then you need to take the next step to really get yourself out of the day-to-day operations, because the sooner you can do that, the more time it will free up for you to work on the business rather than in the business. And when we talk about that, it's really thinking about, how do I grow this thing? How do I get more profit in this thing? How can I make the business better? If you're bogged down with the day-to-day operations of quoting for clients and interviewing cleaners, it doesn't give you a lot of time to do this higher value work. So when you are running the day-to-day operations and you're happy with quoting and recruiting, this is when you need to start thinking about bringing in a virtual assistant to your business. So a VA can be someone who is based in your same country, or you can look to recruit someone overseas. The freelancer websites like Upwork.com are a fantastic place to go for these. So getting yourself out of the day-to-day management of the business is another big step. And if you can get your mind in that, in terms of that mindset, that will put you in a really, really great position. So if you guys are finding the video today helpful, please like and subscribe. It really, really helps me. Let's jump onto the third successful trait. So once we have a VA in place running the business, this will hopefully free up a lot of time. And the third successful trait is to spend 90% of your time thinking about how to grow the business larger. And really, I think this is all about marketing. So you as the CEO, your primary objective should really be focused on client marketing. How can I get more clients in the door? How can I get higher paying clients? Which marketing channels do I need to be focused on? And it should really be thinking about getting more clients into the business, generating more revenue, growing the business larger and more profitable. So this is the third successful trait I see with CEOs and business owners, is that, they may have extracted themselves from the day-to-day operations, but really they need to think about growth. How do I get more clients in the door? How do I make my client marketing that much more effective? And when you are at that position, really, as you're getting up to that 50K a month or higher level, your mindset should really change from thinking about the marketing to thinking about how do I find experts that can help me with marketing? Because marketing is really a full-time job, and if you really want to do it well, you will need to find people with experience and expertise around marketing. So you, in exactly the same ways, you don't want to be doing the day-to-day client management and cleaner applications. Now that you're spending your time marketing, the next step is thinking about, how do I find people to help me grow the business? How do I find the SEO experts or the people running Google marketing or Facebook or whatever marketing channel to really take me to the next level? So this is the third and final successful trait I see of successful cleaning businesses that are looking to grow further. But really, all these three traits won't work unless you have your pricing of your cleaning services set up in the right way at the beginning. This is something I see very, very often. Cleaning businesses will be pricing too low, and this will be, usually because they will have started pricing low to begin with because they don't have a lot of costs in the business, so they can make a nice profit. But as the business grows and you bring on VAs and you have software subscriptions to pay for and marketing spend and recruitment spend, that low price won't work anymore. It won't generate you enough profit to reinvest and grow the business. So pricing is really the first point you need to check in your business that you've got right. And this next video, I'm just going to run you through the key things that you need to make sure that you get right in your business. Things like thinking about the labor cost percentage in particular. Without this pricing in place at the beginning, it's almost not worth thinking about these three successful traits. So we need to get the pricing right at the beginning, and then we can build out the business successfully from there. So I'll see you on this next video.